Hello, great people. Nigeria's immediate past president, Muhammadu Buhari, recently disclosed that he's surviving on the rent he received from one of his two houses in Kaduna State. Buhari making this statement at this point in time bring us to examine two things. Number one is, what is the level of truth in Buhari's statement? Is it possible for the former president, the immediate past president, to be surviving based on the rent of his house in Kaduna State? We'll be looking at this. Then on the second part, we'll be looking at the statement coming at this point in time when Buhari just appeared before the Paris court to account for the corruption that allegedly occurred during his administration as regards the Mambila Power Project. Making this statement at this point in time, what is Buhari trying to achieve? Is Buhari trying to sell his integrity to the Nigerian people for the Nigerians to see him as somebody that is not corrupt? And what is the level of the integrity that Buhari has? Is there any flaw in Buhari's integrity? We'll be dissecting this and a whole lot more on this episode of Politing with a short plug on politics and happenings in the polity, Dr. Omosholadeji. The first place to start is Buhari making this statement that he survived based on the house rent that he receives in Kaduna State. I think the first thing that we need to examine is, what is the value of the property? How many rooms or how many shops, how many apartments are there in the property? What is the choice location of those properties? Where is the property located? What is the value of rent of that property in Kaduna State? And based on the economic reality that his party, the APC, had put Nigeria into, the level of inflation, the high cost of goods and services, and the average lifestyle of a former president, would the rent from that particular house that Buhari is referring to be enough for him to survive? So if we look at this, then it can bring us to a point that Buhari is most likely not telling us the truth. So is Buhari saying the truth? It is more of maybe not than maybe, because what is the value of the rent? And is that particular property, is it an estate? Buhari has always said himself as a modest man. And a modest man with wife and kids, with aides, and different people will be coming to say to him, is it possible for that rent to take care of him for a year? Another thing that makes us to see the untruth in Buhari's statement is that Nigeria takes care of his former president and head of state. In fact, not only former president and head of state, former governor, former deputy governor, these are people that their allowances, they are emolument. Even if you serve 4 years in office as a former president of Nigeria, what you will be receiving from Nigeria, from the taxpayers' money in Nigeria, is more than what somebody that have served 35 years in service will receive. You that you only serve for 4 years, and what you need to serve as president of Nigeria is just kusat. And the emolument, the salaries, the wages, the compensation that you will receive is more than the civil servant that has served for 35 years. So Buhari cannot say that Nigeria is not taking care of him. No, Nigeria is taking care of him. His furniture, his aid allowance, his health, name anything. Nigeria takes care of his former leaders very well. And don't forget that Buhari qualifies on two grounds. Number one, is a former head of state. Number two, is a former president, just like Olusegun Obasanjo. So if the Tinubu government wants to be kind to Buhari, the Tinubu government can decide, okay, we'll be paying you what you deserve as a former head of state, what we are paying the likes of Abdulsalami Abubakar, the likes of Ibrahim Babangida, the likes of Yakubu Gowon. We'll be giving it to you. And at the same time, we'll also be paying you what you deserve as a former president. That is, if the Tinubu government that is in power now wants to be over generous to Buhari, and even if the government chooses not to be over generous to Buhari, the salary alone that Buhari will be receiving and all other entitlements, they are enough for him to survive. So for Buhari to not credit the Nigerian state, to not credit the Nigerian government and benefiting from taxpayers' money after leaving office, to credit his own survivor mainly on what he is receiving from his house in Kaduna State, is a sign, or should I call it insufficient or flawed integrity, because you know that you are receiving benefits from Nigeria, but you have not accredited Nigeria to your survivor. You are only basing it on your house. Another thing is that recently A video circulated in social media that Buhari spent dollar to one Hausa musician at a public gathering. The Hausa musician praised him, and that praise entered Baba's head. Baba did not know when he deepened in his pocket, and he gave the Hausa musician, the Hausa Fulani musician, some pieces of dollars. Now, if you look at it, where did Baba see dollar? Did he, when they brought his house rent in Kaduna, did they pay him in dollars? Did he carry the naira that they paid him and go and change it to dollar? Or where did he receive the dollar? Was the dollar given to him when he was president of Nigeria, which should be the money of Nigeria, that any gift that was given to you while you are the head of state or president belongs to Nigeria? Or was it when he left office that people came to his house to give him the money? If people visit him and give him dollars, can we rate that as corruption? What has those people benefited during his government for them to make him to give him dollar? But you that you are spending dollar, where did you see the dollar? So if you look at it, Buhari, to my mind, is just trying to sell himself as usual as a man of integrity and a man of modesty. But the truth is Buhari truly a man of integrity? And that leads us to the second part of this conversation. First, this thing that I'm about to share with you now was a result of my research in the 2019 presidential election. During the election, what I was hearing in the media, particularly when I watched APC rally, was integrity. Buhari is a man of integrity. Oh, Atiku is not a man of integrity. This election is about integrity. Especially, I remember I saw Adams Oshiomhole screaming on TV that this election, you know, the way he used to do his normal gra during all this political campaign, is about integrity. So as a political scientist, I just sat down that day and I just looked at it that, okay, the political word of the APC, that like their selling point is integrity. The man that they are selling is integrity. Is it truly a man of integrity? And outside that, let me just conduct a bit of research about this man, that the integrity that they are attaching to this man. I have not even started doing the research before points begin to come to my brain at that point in time that, wait a minute, if you are calling Buhari a man of integrity, Atiku is not a man of integrity, assuming but not conceding that Atiku has no integrity, that in fact, don't even mention integrity with the name of Atiku, assuming but not conceding. How about Buhari? First, men of integrity do not perpetuate coup, because there's this style of the Buhari boys that they try to paint Buhari as a perfect man. Every other head of state, every other president, you paint them with one corruption or one, flaw or the other. But when it comes to Buhari, they usually whitewash him as a man of integrity. Is that truly the case? And this is where I want to begin to puncture their lies. And anybody that disagree with me, don't disagree with me and just go away. No, come for debate. Let us debate it, because like I said, this that I'm sharing with you is a product of a research that I conducted in 2019. First, men of integrity don't perpetuate coup. The Buhari people have argued that, Buhari didn't participate in the coup. You will recall during the election, some of you that follow politics well, that Buhari didn't participate in the coup. People that participate in that coup, people that orchestrated that coup, when they seize the power, they are not looking for the man of integrity that they will give the power to. They now pick Buhari, that Buhari didn't participate in the coup, but they just gave the power to him. If that is the case, it shows that Buhari also is lacking integrity, because men of integrity don't receive stolen things. So either which way, whether Buhari participated in the coup, suspending a legitimate government, an elected government, shows flawed integrity, or if you like, lack of integrity. And if Buhari didn't participate in the coup and they just give the power to him, that means that the people that orchestrated the coup, they don't like power. They don't know how to use power. They just, Buhari, come, you are the best man. Take this power. For him to collect that power at that point in time, knowing fully that he is receiving a stolen thing, it shows that Buhari's integrity can be called to question. So all this painting Buhari as man of integrity, that is not the case. So long as you are painting Tinubu as a bad man, a corrupt man, some of you will say, he's an alleged drug baron, it's fine. So long as you are painting Jonathan, that, Jonathan is a corrupt man, he says stealing is not corruption. Don't paint Buhari as if he's a saint, that, Buhari is a man of integrity. No. And I'll give you another point. You see, Buhari knew that he was not too healthy, and he struggled for power to be the president of Nigeria. He wants power despite being unhealthy. So if you are seeking for power and you know that this power that you are seeking for, your health cannot carry the rigor of the demands of that office, that is not a sign of integrity. Another point is that during the 2015 election between Buhari and Jonathan, you remember the case that bandits were allegedly imported from the sub-Saharan Africa. Those bandits that were imported to favor Buhari, again, this statement was made by the former governor of Niger State, Babangida Aliyu, and Kau Baraje, that was in the Buhari caucus during the that was in the Saraki caucus during the Buhari first term, and the Saraki caucus fell out of the Buhari camp based on Saraki's, smart, should I call it, art trick, that he became the Senate president. Now, these people made this assertion. This assertion has not been debunked. So men of integrity don't import bandits for the purpose of seeking power by fire, by force. No. Men of integrity, when they lose election, they don't say the dogs and the baboon will be soaked in blood. And that statement will cause chaos in such a way that corpers will be killed, ashes will be burned in the north. So when you want to paint Buhari with integrity, you need to look at yourself very well before you abuse the likes of Tinubu, before you abuse the likes of Jonathan. Are you sure that Buhari is really a man of integrity, or his level of integrity is as much as you are claiming it to be? Now, let us go away from the case of, no, I think we should stay on the bandit, because a point just come to mind. During the Buhari presidency, bandits, Boko Haramis, some of these terrorists, some of them were pardoned, some of them were reintegrated into the society. Why this was going on? Modus herdsmen, despite the cry by the then Benue State Governor, Samuel Otom, Buhari said that they should learn to live with their neighbors. The government of Buhari went all out to deal with Sunday Igboho. The government of Buhari went all out to arrest Nnamdi Kanu. But the bandits, at that point in time, that were allegedly imported during the 2015 presidential election, were living fine. We're having a free day. And that is why today they are finding Nigeria as a safe haven, and Nigeria is paying for it. When men of integrity are in power, that leads me to another point. They don't appoint key people only from their region, whereby the service chiefs in Nigeria will come mainly from the north. No, men of integrity always rule with justice and fairness. The nepotistic appointment that went on during the Buhari era contradicts the much touted integrity that is being attached to Muhammadu Buhari. So key appointment shouldn't come from only his ethnic group if truly Buhari's integrity is as high as he wants people to believe, or his political hallelujah boys wants people to believe. Let us go to another point. Now, Buhari tried to hand over to a northerner, despite knowing or having an unwritten agreement with the South, and specifically Bola Ahmed Tinubu. During the election, Buhari, through the APC chairman at that time, backed the Senate president at the time, Ahmed Lawan. So you that you are a northerner, you want to leave power. Despite the plural nature of Nigeria, you still want to hand over power after your own 8 years to a man from your ethnic stock. Men of integrity don't behave in that particular manner. So if you are calling Jonathan a thief, if you are calling Tinubu a drug baron, a corrupt man, be sure that you put Buhari close to their category and not paint Buhari as a saint, that, oh, Buhari is a man of integrity, while you tag the Obasanjo, the Tinubu, the Jonathan and others as corrupt. No, the difference between them is no more than six. It's not more than the difference between 6.5 a dozen. If you look at Buhari well, you will see that integrity that they usually attach to him is just on the surface. In fact, if Tinubu decide to speak, the rot that he met in government when he came, Nigeria for those scatter by now. But Tinubu choose to be politically correct and save the face of Buhari. You remember, Nyesom Wike made that statement on Channels TV that he's sorry, but he has no choice but to make this statement that what Tinubu meant when he came to power, if Nigeria know what Tinubu meant, they won't be blaming Tinubu. So those kind of things that Tinubu is trying to cover, if he reviews it, you will know that a lot went on during the Buhari administration. So, Mr. Buhari, please you may want to sell yourself, but it's not every Nigerian that doesn't know what happened. We, the political scientists, we can see, we can shine our light on you, and we know some certain point that no, this your integrity, it is not truly as high as you claim to be. And if we look at it well, your integrity is not greater than other past head of states that have ruled Nigeria. So limit all this integrity, and you try to say, oh, I'm surviving only on my house rent, as if Nigeria is not taking care of you. No, Nigeria is taking care of you as if you are a newborn baby. Say the same way Nigeria is taking care of Obasanjo, the same way Nigeria is taking care of Jonathan, Gowon, IBB, and Abdul Salami. That's the way Nigeria is taking care of you. So don't try to paint yourself as you are taking care of yourself. No, that is not the truth. It's been an interesting time with you on this video. Subscribe, turn on your notification button. See you in my next video. I love you all sincerely.